Would you care for cognac?
You ruined my life, and now you are going to pay for it.
Oh, goody. This again. I hate you, Julian. My life sucks because of you, blah, blah, blah.
It's true. You and Alistair ruined my chance to be with Sam all those years ago. And every miserable minute since then has been your fault.
Oh, get a grip, woman. I'm not solely to blame for the shrieking macaw you've become. Your father traded your happiness for my father's help in keeping his shipping company afloat, if you'll recall. I was used, as were you.
But you knew our marriage was a sham going into it. I didn't.
Well, as I recall, you seem to have managed quite well once the light dawned. You wore the mantle of Mrs. Julian Crane quite arrogantly.
I had to keep up appearances for Ethan's sake.
Yes, poor put upon Ivy. It took all of your strength to dominate Northeastern society, didn't it? And then, of course, there was the money. You couldn't spend that fast enough. The jewelry, the clothes, the spa treatments. Oh, yes, you were just suffering so.
We were both miserable. You know that.
But ultimately, where does the blame lie? Not with our fathers, my dear. The blame lays with us. If we hadn't been so weak, if we would have been made of sterner stuff, we would have done what was necessary to find happiness. And you would have been with Sam, and I would have been with Eve. All this time.
You want me to forgive Ivy for tearing apart my marriage to Grace and my family along with it?
Yes, I do, Sam. I mean, I know it's strange coming from me because, well, I was under Ivy's thumb. But I also know that Ivy and Julian were suffering under Alistair's hand. You know that mansion, it just reeked of Alistair's evil, even when he wasn't there. So is it any wonder that Ivy and Julian would have been contaminated by it?
And Ivy said as much earlier tonight.
Well, I think that you should believe her. Because I think the Ivy you fell in love with, I think that's the real Ivy. Just like the Julian that I came to love. And I know that Julian is sorry for all the hurt he caused me, and I'm sure that Ivy is too. So why don't you just forgive Ivy, as I've forgiven Julian. Don't let Alistair's evil win.
I love you, Luis. You are the only man for me in this and every lifetime. Please make love to me.
No. God, Sheridan, you need to stop this, all right? I'm not going to make love to you. I'm not going to betray Fancy.
But I'm the one that found a way to get into prison to be with you. Doesn't that prove how much I love you?
Prove something.
Please make love to me. I'll make you forget all about Fancy.
That's the second time you mentioned Luis Lopez Fitzgerald.
Is it?
What's the deal, Canton? Why are you so anxious to be assigned to D Block where Lopez Fitzgerald is? You have some connection to the guy?
Ethan, what the hell are you doing here?
I need to talk to her, and it's urgent.
Well, where do you get off telling Tess she can't sleep with me? I'm her husband.
Look, you just got out of the hospital, Jared, and I don't want you to get worked up, okay?
Well, whatever you have to say can wait, because I can't, and neither can she, so I think it's time for you to leave.
Ethan, Jared is right. I think this is a time for me to be with my husband.
I'm sorry, but what I have to tell you cannot wait.
Oh. Oh my God, I know what this is about.
Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are my passion for life.
I'm sorry, Julian. I've taken out my frustration on you for over 20 years. I guess old habits die hard.
Well, after being father's whipping boy and TC's punching bag for years, getting cognac by you is almost refreshing.
I'm not even sure why I rushed over here in such a rage.
I assume you had another make-nice chat with Chief Sammy, where you apologized for the umpteenth time for costing him grace to no avail.
Actually, I think he might be softening towards me.
Why the brandy bath?
Oh, it's just so frustrating. You know, I know he still loves me. I don't know why he can't just forgive and forget.
Well, that sort of thing takes time. You just have to be patient.
This from the king of instant gratification.
I'm working on my faults.
And?
Well, sometimes honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself. But with Sam, the talk is so slow.
Well, it's really no different for me with Eve, but tonight, I think that perhaps we made a bit of progress.
Really? How so?
Well, initially, the conversation was about the search for our son, but then it took a rather unexpected turn when I admitted to her that I missed being with her. She echoed my sentiments and said that she regretted going back to TC.
Really? I thought that's what Eve wanted.
So did I, but she confessed that she went back to TC out of guilt for lying to him all those years. And she went on to say that after his stroke she used poor judgment and that my being upset with her was justified to a point. So I'm hopeful that Eve and I might have a future together.
Well, then, it seems that we are both poised to rise from the ash heap of self-destructive love.
Indeed.
Oh. Do you think it's possible, Julian, after all this time, that we might actually end up with the people that we've been in love with our whole lives?
Paul, there is a chance. Sam and Eve may both be within our grasp.
What Ivy said earlier about the way Alistair and her father conspired against us all those years ago, I think that Ivy was as much a victim as Julian was. I mean, being trapped in that house, oh my God, a house of horrors.
I think the drinking and the womanizing was Julian's way of coping. When you look back at it, Ivy and Julian probably did the best they could under the circumstances.
Well, I think it's easier for you to forgive Julian than it is for me to forgive Ivy. I mean, she's ultimately responsible for Grace's death.
God, I wish that I had resisted Ivy's blackmail. But I was just so weak and I was so scared.
Well, I mean, TC's temper? I mean, all that rage that he carried around thinking that Julian was responsible for that car crash that ended his pro tennis career scared even me. And I'm his best friend.
Then he found out I was at fault for the crash. But you know, when TC threw me out, that's when I realized that maybe our love wasn't what I thought it was. You know, a great love doesn't get torn apart because something comes out about someone's past. A great love survives all obstacles.
And that's what I was thinking about Grace. You know, our love should have survived Ivy's manipulations, no matter what. It didn't.
Did you ever think that maybe we thought they were our true loves, but maybe they weren't? I mean, look at where we are now. Look at the people who have come back into our life against all odds. Ivy and Julian. Our first loves. Perhaps our greatest loves. Maybe we're both back to where we started for a reason.
Out with it, Canton. What's your connection to Luis Lopez Fitzgerald?
I love him and want to be with him before it's too late.
I should have known you'd see through me. You're too smart not to. And you're right. I have an agenda when it comes to Luis Lopez Fitzgerald. That's why I want to be assigned to cell block D. To be close to Luis.
No, Sheridan, please. Now look, I don't want to hurt your feelings, okay? But I'm not going to make love to you.
I understand.
Do you?
Yeah. I knew you wouldn't make love to me. I knew you wouldn't betray the woman that you love. You're too good a man. You're strong, decent, honorable. That's what drew me to you when I first moved back to Harmony after living abroad.
Sheridan, that was a long time ago,
Not to me,
okay?
it
Well,
isn't.
please, would you not?
No, it's
Please?
okay. It's okay. I'm grateful to have my memories. And look, I'll be out of your way as soon as I can get in touch with my contact. I'll be out of here. Fancy is a lucky woman to have you. I know what it's like, and I so regret ever letting you go. It was the biggest mistake of my life.
Jared, it's not what you think. I mean, Ethan is not here because of me.
No, I know that. I mean, he's here for Luisa Miguel. He's their attorney. Obviously, you're here to talk to Tess about their appeal.
Yeah, it's true that your brother's future does depend on what happens next, so that's why I need to talk to you in private.
You know where I stand on this, Ethan. I've made myself perfectly clear.
Tess, I'm part of the family now. Whatever needs to be said can be said in front of me.
You know, though, Jared, you just got out of the hospital, and quite honestly, I don't feel like rehashing this.
Well, Teresa has a point. I mean, what I'm about to say might be very disappointing and hurt you very much. So if you insist on me saying it,
No, you know what? Okay, fine. Let's just go talk about this out there. It's not going to change our position. Let's go. Tonda, what are you doing here?
Well, I stopped by the hospital to visit my new son-in-law, but the nurse told me that Jared had been released and that you had brought him home.
Yes, she did bring me home, and we were beginning to enjoy ourselves until Ethan rushed over to talk to Tess about Luisa Miguel's appeal.
Really? There's news this late at night?
Not so much news as me trying to get Teresa to agree to a certain strategy.
Oh, well, good. Then I got here just in time. Come, Ethan. Tell me all about it. Teresa, you stay with your husband. Come.
Laura, I need to talk to Teresa.
Yes,
okay?
but not about her brothers. You came here to get Teresa to leave her husband for you.
Yes, but not for the reason you think.
Okay. What is the reason?
The blackmailer wants Teresa to be with Jared. And said that Luisa Miguel will be released from prison as long as it's clear that Teresa and Jared are a true couple.
That's good, Ethan.
That's not good. It's blackmail. It's wrong. And yeah, I came here to tell Teresa she should be with me, and we'll figure out another way to get Luisa Miguel released from prison without this blackmailer's so-called help.
Listen to me, Ethan Winthrop. You stay away from my daughter. Do you hear me? Stay away from Teresa.
Is it possible you're right? I mean, after all of these years and after everything that's happened, we've gone full circle? We've gone back to our first loves?
Well, I can't speak for you and Ivy, but that seems to be where Julian and I are headed. I mean, Julian has hurt me more than anybody else in the world. But he has also loved me more deeply than anybody else. And at the end of the day, it's that love that has lasted. Not the anger and not the hurt.
I guess it's the same with Ivy and me. You know, when I think about her, it's the love I remember. Not all the mess that came along with it. You know, it's funny that we came to the same crossroad at the same time.
So what about it, Sam? Do you think you could forgive Ivy?
I swore I never would. But something Ivy told me always rang true. You know, that what she did for love. And as messed up and twisted as things got, I think she meant it. And to be loved like Ivy loves me, I mean, who could turn her back on that?
That's how I feel about Julian. And everything he did, every hateful, awful thing, he did for love. I mean, was it misguided? Oh, boy. Was it irrational? Sometimes absolutely insane? Absolutely. But it was love.
What would you say if I suggested that we go find Ivy and Julian and talk to them about starting over?
I would say you drive and I will man the siren ambulance.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Deals.
Oh, okay, wait, no, that brings to mind, let me see, a New Year's Eve toast you made, I think it was 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I remember it. To Ivy, my hateful hag of a wife, may you burn in hell.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. But your comeback was priceless. It's called Little Julian for a reason.
Ouch, yeah. That was good. Mean. And untrue.
Well, nor were you ever a hag. Hateful, yes, but you made a wonderful appearance in public. I mean, royalty, states, men and women were all dazzled by your beauty, your charm, and grace.
Julian, thank you. I never thought you noticed.
Of course I noticed. I was your husband.
Oh. We did make a handsome couple, didn't we?
Oh, yes. To the outside world, we were a match made in heaven, and God, so rich to boot. There was one particular night. It was in Sri Lanka. You were wearing this red, dazzling gown.
Oh, very expensive. You ripped off of me in a moment of mutual lust. Oh.
That was the night Pretty was conceived.
Oh, yes. And she was beautiful, wasn't she?
Let's not dwell on that.
No.
Let's just remember what a wonderful night that was for the both of us.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Why couldn't the rest of our marriage have been as pleasant as that night, huh?
Oh. You know, it wasn't just the sex. Although that was amazing. It was the being close to you, to seeing how it might have been if we really would have been happy and in love.
I'm sorry I was a horrible husband.
And I'm sorry I was a hateful wife.
Oh, well. Apology accepted.
Oh. Me too.
Hey, sorry you had to deal with Luis and Miguel's situation tonight. And hopefully, Ethan and Pilar can get on the same page here. Once he and your mom leave, we can get back to making our first baby together.
That's why Ethan is here. To stop me from giving in to the blackmailer.
How can you tell me to stay away from Teresa? You know I love her. You know she loves me. And if it weren't for this blackmailer, we'd be together right now.
If it weren't for this blackmailer, my sons would be free. But instead, Miguel is serving a life sentence while Luis is waiting to be executed. So if Teresa being with Jared means that the blackmailer will somehow release my sons from prison, then I want Teresa with Jared. Nothing is more important than saving Luis and Miguel. Nothing.
What about your daughter's happiness? Because if Teresa goes with Jared and they become a couple and they go the distance on this thing, all of our lives are going to be changed forever, Pilar. I might never be able to be with Teresa after this. I mean, is that what you want? Do you want your daughter to sacrifice her happiness for your sons?
You are my passion for life.
You caught me. I do have a thing for Luis Lopez Fitzgerald.
I knew it.
But the truth is, I'm interested in the guy because I think that men who rape and kill shouldn't get the death penalty.
Is that so?
I'm just being honest.
I didn't take you for a bleeding heart liberal.
Because I don't believe in the death penalty. Well, it's not because of my religion or personal moral code. It's because I think that anyone who commits murder should spend the rest of their lives locked up with no hope of ever getting out. They should be denied TV, visitors, mail, rec time, anything that could bring them one moment's pleasure. And their lives should be a living hell until they die and actually go to hell. So that's why I wanted to be assigned to cell block D. So I could work near Lopez Fitzgerald, make his life as miserable as I could before he's finally put down like the rabid animal he is.
You've got quite a mean streak, Faye Canton. You're going to fit in just fine around here.
Thanks.
Tell you what, wait here while I go move some personnel around. I'll get you assigned to D Block tonight.
Perfect. I should have forgiven you about Marty.
Sheridan, don't.
No, I
Don't.
have to say this. Look, maybe it was my hormones driving me to make things right with our son. Or maybe it was just the rage I felt towards Beth that I was taking out on you. All I know is that I treated you unfairly, tying our future together on you finding Marty all by yourself. I should have gone with you to search for our son. We should have searched for him
Stop.
together.
Look, we can't go back and change what happened. What's done is done. Just move on, okay?
I tried to, but I couldn't. I tried to start a family with Chris and James, but I couldn't stop loving you. And now Chris has left me. He's taken James and he's left. So I've lost everything. I've lost everything and everyone that I hold dear to me. I was hoping that I could reconnect with you, but I've lost you to Fancy. So what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to go on?
I think Julian is going to be so surprised that I came around so soon after our talk at the hospital. Sam, come in with me. Tell him your news about Ivy.
Ivy, you're on fire.
Oh, Julian, you still know how to... Oh, whoa. Whoa, wait. Why do I feel like somebody's watching us?
Rebecca's here with her camcorder, I swear.
Sam.
Eve.
Julian, how could you?
Eve, I've been looking all over for you.
Yeah. Sam, don't be angry. You know, I can explain all this. It was Julian and I were just,
You see, well, it was because we were...
Yeah.
We were...
You know what you were doing.
Well, save your explanations, Julian. And you too, Ivy. I don't believe you. Just a little while ago, you were at the station telling me how much you loved me. How desperate you were for me to forgive you and take you back. Now, look at you. I find you in bed with Julian. Oh, my.
It's just that we were talking about our love for you, both our true loves. Now, we should have fought for you years ago.
And the next thing you know, we were, well...
And it was brandy.
Brandy, lots and lots of brandy.
And
Yeah.
did we realize that we weren't with you, our true loves, and we somehow we returned to each other for comfort. It was,
Please.
but it's the truth.
Oh, I can't believe I was buying that whole little speech about how much you were missing me.
But I am.
And you, Ivy. All your talk about being tortured by Alistair and Julian.
I was. Yes, it's true, but Julian, he's changed. Eve, you know he's changed.
Yes, well, he's in bed with you, Ivy.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it?
It's perhaps ungodly.
Oh, and we could laugh about this.
Yes.
Years from now, it's crazy.
It's so
We'll laugh.
ridiculous. We'll laugh about it.
I can't believe that I came here to tell you that I was willing to start over.
What?
And so was I, Julian.
Really?
But after finding you two in bed together, forget it.
Absolutely.
Listen to me, Ivy. It is over between us, you hear me? Over!
And Julian, you have ruined any chance that you and I ever had of getting back together again.
Sheridan, listen to me. Hey, you're stronger than you think. You always have been. Now, that's the only way you were able to survive being buried alive, being held prisoner in Beth's basement, being Alistair's daughter. Hell, you're invincible.
No, I'm not, Luis. I'm nothing without you, not without your love.
Look, Sheridan, you were just blindsided by Chris and James leaving you. It's only natural for you to feel lost at sea.
But you're my anchor. I'm drowning without you.
No, you're not. You're just in rough waters right now. Soon enough, it's gonna be full steam ahead.
Not without you. Not without you, Luis.
Sheridan, listen to me. Even if we were a couple, I would be telling you that you need to move on and plot a new course. I'm on death row. I'm sentenced to die, and unless something huge happens, I don't see how I'm getting out of here alive.
Ethan, are you so selfish that you can't see past your own needs?
Excuse me?
All Teresa has to do is stay married to Jared until this blackmailer can release my sons from prison somehow. Then she can be with you.
It's not that simple.
I realize this is going to be painful for Jared, and I regret that, but eventually he will realize that this was for a good cause.
Listen, the blackmailer wants Teresa to have...
Everything all right out here?
Yes. Stay away from my daughter until my sons are free. Sorry, we took so long.
It's all right, Tess and I were just a little worried.
Ethan bring you up to date?
See, I gave Ethan my opinion for what it's worth. You don't worry about a thing, though. Focus on Jared.
Mama, I mean, I can't help but be worried.
Oh, of course, they're your brothers. Look, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
I think that we are all doing what's best for Luis and Miguel.
I was telling Pilar that some options are better than others, and that we should all consider the long-term ramifications before we move forward.
Sometimes we don't have a choice, Ethan. I mean, sometimes circumstances dictate what we have to do, and I'm sorry. But I'm convinced that this is one of those times.
Eve, you can't be serious. I mean, that one drunken romp with Ivy is enough to destroy what might be between you and me?
Oh, trust me, Julian, it's more than enough.
No, look, we were drunk. We were drunk. I would have to be drunk to sleep with him.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
No, I mean, you know what I mean. It just sort of didn't consciously plan on it, you know? It just...
Yes, that's it, exactly.
It just happened.
Yes.
The point is, it happened.
It was only just a few hours ago you were both saying how the mansion changes you and affects you, how it makes you do bad things.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, Julian, living in this house doesn't change you or affect you. It reveals your true colors.
You're just two self-serving liars with no moral center and no sense of right or wrong.
You know, you say you've changed, but you can't. This is who you are.
And it's not someone that I want to live the rest of my life with.
And me either. It's over, Ivy.
It's over for us, Julian. It's over.
Oh, I hope this works. I am so close to being near Luis.
Good news, Canton. Get a report to D Block right away.
Oh, thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. Any guard who wants to make life miserable for scum like Luis Lopez Fitzgerald gets a gold star in my book. Now get over to D Block and do your thing. Make Lopez Fitzgerald suffer.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna make Luis as comfortable as I can.
Luis, you can't give up. Somehow, some way, Ethan will prove that you and Miguel are innocent and will get you out of here. That's why I'm so upset. Because I know you're going to spend the rest of your life happy with Fancy,
And I'm gonna spend the rest of my life wishing that I had never let you go. Wishing that I was the one sitting on the porch next to you in the rocking chair, watching the sunset every day, waiting to go into the light ourselves.
Sheridan, one day you'll have that, okay? Just not with me.
But I don't want it with anyone else but you. I thought that I could be happy with Chris and James, but I couldn't get you out of my heart. So now Chris has left me and he's taken James with him and I'm all alone.
You're not alone, Sheridan. There are a lot of people who care about you.
No, that's not what I mean. I don't have anyone that cares about me like you used to. I don't have anyone that thinks about me like you used to.
Sheridan, I still do care about you. I will always care about you.
It's not the same. Fancy changed all that.
No, our situation's changed. It's not Fancy's fault that I fell in love with her.
But I still love you. I still need you.
Well, Sharon, I'm not going to betray Fancy. Just in the same way I wouldn't have betrayed you when we were together.
Will you just do me one last favor then?
Well,
because you say you still care about me, because you say you used to love me.
what favor?
Kiss me. That's all I ask. Just share one last kiss with me.
Louise would be so surprised to see me.
Tess, Ethan, if you guys can't decide what's best for Luis and Miguel, why not sleep on it and figure it out tomorrow?
Because Teresa knows that it may be too late by then.
You know, Ethan, I know you mean well. But I think that you should leave, and we can just discuss this tomorrow morning.
I agree with Teresa. I think we should leave my daughter and her husband alone.
Let's Pilar, wait a second. We actually have some great news for you. We decided we're planning to start a family right away, as in tonight. Well, after you guys leave, of course.
I don't know what to say.
Well, congratulations. Has a nice ring to it.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. I'm happy for you both. I just... surprised, that's all.
This was the blackmailer's second demand. That Teresa have Jared's baby, or your sons get what's coming to them.
Eve, I know you're upset, but to say that this is it for us, I mean, that a drunken few turns in the sack with my ex is enough reason to deny us the rest of our lives together is cruel and unusual. I mean, it's unreasonably extreme.
Julian's right. Julian's right. You know what you and you walked in on? It's meant nothing. It meant nothing to me.
Yes.
No, Sam, all I've ever wanted was to be loved by you, and that's it. That's all I've ever dreamed of. You have to forgive me. You have to forgive me.
Yes, let Ivy and me make up our laps to you and Sam. But give us one more chance.
Just one more, please.
Yeah, and then what? Huh? Wait for the next sucker punch?
Sam, please.
I've given you chance after chance after chance, Julian. And it always ends up right here. Oh, I'm not going to do it anymore. I can't.
I can't either, Ivy. It hurts too much.
Sam, please.
No. No, we're finished. And it's over. For good this time.
Eve. Eve.
Sam! Please, Louise. I've
feel so lost and alone. Just one kiss.
Well, what good is one kiss gonna do?
It would mean the world to me to know that you still care about me and you're not afraid to show it.
Of course I still care.
Just one kiss, I promise. If you do, I won't bother you or Fancy ever again.
I just don't see how one kiss is gonna solve anything.
It will. It will make all the difference in the world.
Well, what's wrong, Pilar? Don't tell me you're not ready for another grandchild.
What?
Jared just told you that he and Teresa are planning to start a family right away.
I'm sorry, I just wasn't expecting to hear news like this so soon. I mean, you just got married. I guess I thought you'd wait to have children.
Well, that's what I thought, too. When Teresa told me she wanted to have my child, I was over the moon.
Well, I'll say a special prayer for you once I get home.
Well, thanks, Mom.
I wonder how Luis and Miguel are going to react to all this news.
Oh, dear God. My sons.
Oh, Pilar, maybe this is a turning point. Maybe our good fortune will rub off on your sons. Well, I feel like I hit the jackpot. I never thought Teresa would ever love me like she loved Ethan. But she does. And why else would she want to have my child?
Think that I could replace you with Fancy.
How could he betray me?
He's gone gay.
I want to be a real father to Endora.
Tonight, Thank God You're Here is Fall Down Funny.
We had a couple of non-union workers.
All new Thank God You're Here tonight on NBC. Then, on an all-new Crossing Jordan, how is this woman here?
Runner Prince.
When she was pronounced dead 6 years ago. And on a powerful new medium, Jason Priestley, Nev Campbell, and one psychic's vision.
I dream the same dream every night.
It's all new tonight on NBC. An all-new My Name is Earl Laugh and Sniff episode, Thursday at 8, 7 Central on NBC.